Hey students, so today for my quick chat, I want to talk about something that I get asked all the time, and it's how to value yourself as a creator. Now this is something I've struggled with a lot. Coming up from an amateur to being a professional, I never knew what to charge when I was starting out, so I want to give you a bit of my insight and try to help you guys. There are essentially three camps to consider when classifying yourself as a creator. There is amateur, professional, and an entity. An amateur is someone who is starting out. They either have just graduated from school or turning a hobby into a career. A professional is someone who has worked in this craft for a number of years now. They are considered a professional by their peers and the people that they work with. And an entity is somebody that is considered for who they are and their mind rather than their actual camera skill. So they're being hired for their thoughts, their ideas, their very specific style. And this is what you want to sort of aim for as a creator. So rewinding back to the beginning, when I started out, I had no idea what to charge, but something that helped me drastically was time tracking. This allowed me to figure out how long projects took, and then I could sort of do the math to find an hourly rate that I was happy with. There are so many things that are difficult to consider when you're just doing a project and you're not tracking yourself. From pre-production to emails, phone calls, rendering, ingesting, exporting, the list goes on. These are things that you have to get paid for and have to charge for. So when you're doing your next photo project, open up your stopwatch timer on your phone, download an app, and figure out how long these projects take. Because it is invaluable information to find out if a project will take you 18 hours versus 36 hours versus 5 days. This is the only way to find out a price you're happy with. There's essentially a sliding scale when you're starting out. There is on the one side getting valued for your project and finding a budget that makes you feel good. And then on the other side, there's getting screwed over. You want to try to find something that is in the middle when you're starting out, something that you are okay with. When I first started out, I was charging a day rate of $500 and my editing rate was around $1,000. So per project, I was making around $1,500 and I was happy with that. But as you move on to becoming a professional, you have to now line up your rates with industry rates. So my day rate went from $500 to $1,000 and my editing fee went from $1,000 to $2,000. Now, this is still me in the beginning of my professional career, but I was really feeling good about that, where I felt like $1,000 for a day rate was really healthy and I was happy with that. As you progress and learn more, you have to charge accordingly. So if you learn a bunch of new skills in a year, you have to increase your rate year over year. In fact, my rate goes up every single year. It's the only way to really value yourself. Once you go from professional to entity, you are now being hired for your mind and your creative skills rather than just a person holding a camera. You are being hired specifically for you and you are irreplaceable. This is when you can charge the most amount of money. So now for my day rate, I'm charging between $2,000 and $4,000. And for edits, I'm charging between $3,000 and $5,000. This is because I have landed in a specific niche of my field that I cannot be replaced. People are hiring me specifically for me, and this is what you really want to strive for. So in the meantime, to value yourself, time tracking is key. Find a number that works for your hourly rate, but do not charge by the hour. Charge per project. Make sure to increase your rate year after year. Make sure you keep learning to make that rate make sense. And find out what your peers are making and try to charge a similar amount. So just to recap, when I started out, I was charging $500 for the day. When I became a professional, I started charging $1,000 for the day. And it kept ticking up year after year. So in 2015, it was $1,000. In 2016, it was $1,250. In 2017, it was $1,500. But I was learning many skills to go along with this increased price. By the time I became more of an entity and a creative, I could charge basically whatever I wanted within reason. I'm still working in social media campaigns, and so there's a cap to the budget, but I can now charge specifically for me, and people either have to take it or leave it, which is a great feeling. So to value yourself, make sure you don't charge per hour, make sure to time track, make sure to increase year after year, and make sure to always be learning, increasing your skill set. I hope this information helps. I'm going to put the numbers down in the comments below. If you guys have any more questions on how to value yourself, please let me know. All right, guys, be good, stay creative.